All right, everybody. So, as I promised, today I'm going to show you what I do to make some wire. First things first is I'm going to need some silver. So, I'm going to take out a bunch of these little scrap pieces and I'm going to melt them together. I don't need much for the amount of wire that I'm going to be using for this shadow box. I just need enough to frame out the box itself. So that should do. Next thing I do is I set it up here on my little graphite crucible and we hit it with the torch. We want to get this baby so hot that she melts all together. The beautiful thing about silver is that the surface tension is strong enough that when the metal gets hot enough and turns into a liquid, it'll actually ball up on its own and become sort of like a bead. Similar to the little bead I showed just earlier, but now what I'm doing is I'm taking all my little cut off pieces and leftover bits of wire from other projects and melting them together into this, what we call a button. That button, that's gonna go right onto the anvil. You've seen this process before. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape this little round button into a rectangular shape so that it'll fit into the bar and wire side of my mill. That won't take long. I just shot it across the floor and that happens. It's a good thing I have tile floors, but there's the shape I'm going for. We're going to anneal it again. And I'm going to do this several more times until, yes, it fits into the mill. So you can see that the mill there still has a little bit of a gap. So I'm closing the gap on the large end here. You can see those holes that gradually get smaller as it goes off to the side. Start at the large end, get it completely closed, and then I work my way over diameter by diameter through each hole, stretching the wire out, thinning the wire out, going from, the largest, I guess, 3 mil down to as small as I can possibly make it without a draw plate. So this looks about right to me. I'm going to take it over and anneal it, and then I'm going to bring it back to the mill. I am going to gauge it so that I can roll it out flat. That way it's more like a bar and less like just a square wire. So there's our frame. That's how that's done. It doesn't take quite as long as making sheets, but it does take some time. So I like to take out my little copper piece that I made for the mountain range, sort of put them together. What I have left to do is I'm going to have to take that leftover bar that we rolled out the other day and probably roll out another thin sheet out of it, this bar right here. So I'll cut off another piece, roll it thin. We will slice it up with this here saw, my nemesis. And if everything is done well, we will get a nice cutout shape similar to this right here, of which I'll tend to use both sides, both the cutout like you can see here, as well as the reverse. So yeah, there's the shadow box. I'll show you guys some more of the saw work next. So keep coming back.